As a matter of fact, our president 2 days ago in Parliament also made certain suggestions about changes. He wants to now enable the provincial councils in our country to start their universities. That's a new idea that he shared with Parliament the other day. So these are all at its gestation stage as ideas, so that to improve the higher education landscape in this country, and hopefully we will see those coming to fruition very soon, and that we could address most of these issues in the higher education sector. Very interestingly, I must share this with those who have come. It's very coincidental, because this is not to just boast about my family. It so happens my wife is enrolled today in the DBA program in the Colombo University, and she started the course today. And my daughter has also enrolled for the MBA program, that also this week. So I thought this is a big coincidence that maybe Colombo University is starting their DBA program. This is the first batch they are recruited. Maybe it's because Metropolitan College has started this DBA. So Colombo University, one of our oldest universities, is perhaps feeling the competition. And they, after so many years, have started the DBA. And the first batch, where my wife is enrolled, has started its course this morning at the Colombo University. So I think you have set off something, some vibes, so that the local universities are now wanting to enter the race, so that they will not be overtaken with new entrants like you. Shiraz Mira Sahib, the chairman of Metropolitan College, Professor Ismat Sanyel, the vice rector of the Gurney American University, my friend, the keynote speaker, Mr. Dilit Jayavira, chairman of George Stewart's Group and the Derana Media Network, members of the academic staff of the Metropolitan College, students and friends. I have had the privilege of being at the Gurney American University 2 years ago, I believe, and I would be the best testimony for the quality of this university, since I had witnessed the manner in which they are conducting their academic programs and the versatility of its variety. Hundreds of different disciplines are taught, and what is more interesting is the campus consists of such variety of international students from all corners of the world. And particularly I was much more impressed with Dr. Serhard Akpinar, who is an education professional who developed this whole institution with his own vision. So people who have not heard much of Northern Cyprus, I think is getting to know Northern Cyprus because of Gurney American University, if you ask me. Such is its excellence, and therefore I would congratulate all of you having chosen to follow a course in this esteemed university. So having said that, let me briefly deal with the challenges that we face in this country. I had the privilege of being invited to serve in a parliamentary select committee last year to look into improving the higher education opportunities in Sri Lanka. So we produced a report only a few days ago, or rather last month, and we have made a variety of recommendations and looked at, and we heard evidence from all the vice chancellors of all state universities in Sri Lanka. We heard representations from different educational sector professionals. We listened to the National Institute of Education and its officials. We invited the National Education Commission and examined them over a few days. We looked at the entire gamut of the education spectrum in the country, starting from primary, secondary, up to the higher education level. So our findings are now made public, and we have in fact made it our focus, so that Sri Lanka would in the near future become a preferred destination for higher education in the region. If it is to become a preferred destination for higher education, what should we do to reform the existing theatre of higher education? So there we have dealt with the need for more academic autonomy for university. We have looked at the necessary recommendations to give more administrative autonomy for universities. Right now, most of it is being tightly controlled by an institution called University Grants Commission. So we have suggested that you have to dismantle this structure and devolve the power onto the universities themselves. And we also have a challenge of a large number of private higher education institutions, like the Metropolitan College and various others who have come up at different levels. And there is also this difficult question of the skills mismatch when it comes to the degrees what universities are offering. So in order to solve the skills mismatch, how do you approach that issue? And particularly looking at the other most important factor about the quality assurance and accreditation of higher educational institutions. So that is also right now our national universities have a quality assurance unit in each university. But what we feel is that it must be taken out and made an independent commission with variety of professionals looking at a continuous assessment model of the degree programs offered by all the higher education institutions, and also create a competitive environment between the private sector and the public sector university. And the other most important factor about looking at the investment climate, encourage investment in the higher education sector in order to also revamp the current system of bursaries that we offer by the government. As you know, in Sri Lanka, education is free from kindergarten up to university. So we are looking at a model of suggesting of not funding the universities direct, but to fund the student. Because there is so much of wastage of public funds. The same money we are giving the universities will directly fund the student so that he will pay the fee. Both the tuition, accommodation and various other requirements will be assessed and directly to pay the student, so that we don't take away the free university or free education system that we have had over a period of time, which has brought wonderful results, as has been studied to a certain extent by the final student who presented his doctoral thesis. But I would like to correct him on one aspect. He mentioned that he had discovered that we are allocating almost 10% of our GDP for education. That's totally wrong. We are not even at 2%, and that is the biggest debate in the country today. As a matter of fact, countries like Singapore are spending almost 6% of their GDP on higher education alone. So our component for higher education is below 2%. So that's a very, very low percentage from the GDP which we spend for our both secondary as well as higher education sectors. So these aspects have been looked at. So we have given a variety of different recommendations, and I think I must make Professor Ismat make available to him our report so that he can just have a cursory glance, because we would like him and his chairman to come and invest here in higher education, not just or involve Dr. Shiraz as a partner and develop another model Gurney American University and name it in a town wherever you choose to situate it. So this is also a very hot political topic, because we have a sector or section of people in this country who feel that admitting private sector to come into higher education will take away their right to free education. So we have to also look at the social equity factor. This has been one of the most debated subjects in the country from the time of independence or even pre-independence up to now. The need to make, because Sri Lanka has been first in the region in many things. In universal suffrage, in giving voting rights to the people, we were the first in the region. Giving women the voting rights, we were one of the first countries in the region. Giving free education, also we were one of the pioneers in the region. So we have benefited from all these policies exponentially, but still, because of various other policy bottlenecks, we are still, because if you look at, now there is a good example, as between Turkey and Sri Lanka, Turkey being an upper middle income country, we are in the lower middle income bracket, but yet comparatively, the literacy rate and educational standards is comparative to that of Turkey. So that is something regarding which we can be very proud of. But yet, we need to introduce many reforms so that we can improve the higher education sector for the generations that are to come after this. And towards that, Professor Ismat shared some new trends in the sector that we have to concentrate on. Our valued guest, my friend, the George Foods chairman, Dilith, also did share some ideas. Overall, I believe in the very near future. As a matter of fact, our president 2 days ago in Parliament also made certain suggestions about changes. He wants to now enable the provincial councils in our country to start their universities. That's a new idea that he shared with Parliament the other day. So these are all at its gestation stage as ideas, so that to improve the higher education landscape in this country, and hopefully we will see those coming to fruition very soon, and that we could address most of these issues in the higher education sector. With those comments, once again congratulating this new program that you have introduced. Very interestingly, I must share this with those who have come. It's very coincidental, because this is not to just boast about my family. It so happens my wife is enrolled today in the DBA program in the Colombo University, and she started the course today. And my daughter has also enrolled for the MBA program, that also this week. So I thought this is a big coincidence that maybe Colombo University is starting their DBA program. This is the first batch they are recruited. Maybe it's because Metropolitan College has started this DBA. So Colombo University, one of our oldest universities, is perhaps feeling the competition. And they, after so many years, have started the DBA. And the first batch, where my wife is enrolled, has started its course this morning at the Colombo University. So I think you have set off something, some vibes, so that the local universities are now wanting to enter the race, so that they will not be overtaken with new entrants like you. So congratulations once again. Thank you.